Hey guys, what is up? How you doing? Hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic day. Now today, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 tech champions. Now, this is a class that, as everybody knows, is reasonably lackluster, so with the additions of Yondu and Nebula this month, it's going to be looking a little better. On those two, just quickly, I don't know much about Yondu. I've got Nebula, I've used her a little bit, I won her in the arena. I don't think she's that great, personally. I don't really know how she works, though, so I'm discounting her and Yondu in this video because I don't have too much insight into them. Anyway, let's get straight into this. Now, number 5 today is probably going to surprise a lot of people, but given how lackluster majority of this class is, I had no idea who to put in there. And after looking at the class, I came to a conclusion for number 5. And number 5 for me is Howard the Duck. Now, I know when he came into the game, everyone was like, no, what is this? It's Howard the Duck, for goodness sake. But after using him, he's actually not that bad. And I remember watching one of Seaton's videos, he was talking about how someone was telling him that they got 31 stacks of Fury using Howard. If any champ can do that, I think they're pretty good. And his special too is amazing. It can cause so many different debuffs to your opponent, which just absolutely destroys them. And if you've got a few stacks of Fury, then it deals an insane amount of damage. So let's just have a look at what he can do. Special attack 2. The supercharged BFG fires out a barrage of strange bullets to cause different effects. Each effect has a 30% chance to activate. Possible effects: heal block, power drain, poison, armor break, power lock, shock, and weakness. That is unreal. That is the kind of thing you want to see from a champion. And personally, I think he's good enough to make top 5. He's very clunky to fight with, I find. It's a bit awkward. But once you get the hang of that, then he's a really good champion to be using. Now, number 4. This is going to shock, I guarantee you, almost everybody. Not because this champion shouldn't be in the top 5, how low I have this champion in the top 5. And that champion is Starlord. Now, Starlord, I don't think he's that great. I think he's alright, but he's not as great as he's hyped to be. I know I don't have my 4-star version of him awakened and only my 3-star. My 3-star is kinda alright. I mean, he hasn't done a great deal for me as a 3-star, so I don't have too much confidence as a 4-star, but I know 4-stars would deal way more damage, so that might change my mind. But I definitely want to get him awakened so I can test him out a bit more, and I'm sure my opinion of him will change, but at this current point in time, I think he's only worthy of spot number 4 for me. But still, he's an all-round good champion. With Tactician, the higher your combo, the better your hits are, really. The more damage you'll do. And his special attack 2 can, I think, heal block, shock, armor break, and let's have a look. I cannot remember the other one, to be honest. So you got armor break, shock, power drain, and heal block. That's the other one. So not bad, but the problem with that is I don't know how it actually determines the element that it does, but sometimes you get the wrong element in the wrong fight, and it just goes absolutely nowhere for you. I've had a lot of people say that his special attack 3 is really good, but I really don't agree with that. I think it's terrible, it does bugger all, and it's really not worth using. So whenever I'm using him, it's always the special attack 2 for me. Now today, number 3 is a champion that I absolutely love using and only quite recently got. Another champion I got from Arena, and he was maxed out straight away. And that champion is Rocket. Now Rocket, he was the first 2-star ever, the first champion I ever maxed out. I had him as a 2-star, first champion I ever duped, first champion I ever maxed out. I remember when I first duped him, I had no idea what it meant, what it did. But I thought, oh, cool. Yeah, you know what? That's awesome. I had no idea what a special ability was, signature ability was. I knew nothing about it. But ever since getting to know the game, I've realized how much of a great champion he is. And his special attack 2 just destroys everybody. And if you don't get to use the special attack 2 and you've got the special attack 3 ready, that will still do the same thing. Absolutely destroys people. Just unbelievable. Rocket is an amazing champion who deals an insane amount of damage. But the problem is with him, if you take damage, you're in trouble. Number 2 for me, my favourite tech champion in the game, and that is Vision. He's the strongest tech champion I have. and Vision Age of Ultron specifically. And there's not a massive difference between him and the other Vision. The only difference is how they get their power. And the other Vision, you know, has, I think it's called synthesis or something, and he gets random, I suppose, spouts of power gain. But with Vision Age of Ultron, he steals power from the opponent, which I think is really cool and really handy, because you might, if you verse an opponent that has a special attack 3 ready, even if you use your special attack 1, you're still going to take a fair bit of their power. And you can apply the heal block as well with his special attack 2 always, and then with his special attack 3 and special attack 1, if you get their power bar 2-0 with that attack, you also apply heal block. So he's perfect for versing champions like Wolverine, stuff like that, and he can't bleed, and he's poison immune. So all round, he's just an absolutely amazing champion, and that's why he's at my top 2. Now, today, just a few honourable mentions before we get to number 1. War Machine, gets a pretty bad rap, but I think he's a really cool champion, and I love using his special 3, deals an insane amount of damage, and the great thing about him is when you're versing champions like Colossus and champions that don't bleed, you use his special attack 2, apply the armor break, and then you're off from there. So I find him really cool to use, and another champion who's really good, who didn't make my top 5 today, is Civil Warrior. I only recently got him, but I think he's a lot of fun to play, and he gets a lot of armor. His special attack 2 drains the opponent's power, and special attack 3 has a chance to drain their power. So I think he's a really cool champion as well. Now, number 1 for me today. I think this champion is probably one of the best champions in the game. And unfortunately, I'm yet to acquire him as a 3 or 4 star. And that champion is Ultron. I think Ultron is definitely worthy of number 1. He's poison, bleed immune, he gets regeneration, he can evade, he causes stun with his attacks, and I think, sorry, he is that OP that they had to put in Cauterize, because when he causes bleed and he uses a special attack, he cauterizes the bleed to stop the bleeding. Because he's that good of a champion, they went, alright, we've given him all this, we really need to settle him down a little bit. So that's why they put in Cauterize for him. And with Absorption, when you take damage while he's blocking, I think it might just be from special attacks, but he gains power from that, and I think heals a little bit. So that is why he's taken number 1 for me. Thank you guys. Sorry. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all when I make the next one. Catch you later.